Hello there. I'm Scotty, and you're not. And we are now reviewing Purge, the Purge election year. And wow, I just want to say, these movies just keep getting better. I think this is better than the second one. I really enjoyed this one. But I do have a few problems we're gonna talk about. Little thingies here in there. So, taking place 18 years after the first film, which makes it the year 2040, 18 years after the first film. There's a candidate running for president, a senator named Charlie, played by Elizabeth Mitchell from Lost and Flash Forward. And if she wins, she's going to abolish the Purge, get rid of it. Of course, she's running against a minister who is, of course, working with the NFFA, trying to make sure she doesn't succeed. So, in play to make sure something happens on Purge night, the NFFA decide that this year on the Purge, all weapons are legal and anyone is fair game, not just lower people. Before, excuse me, hold on. I get something to drink. Sorry. No high-ranking government officials. Well, now anyone is fair game. And at the beginning of this film, we run into a bit of a problem. So this is set 18 years after the events of the first film, which would put it 17 years after the events of the second film. Charlie's bodyguard is Frank Grillo, Leo Barnes, from the second film, who hasn't aged. This movie came out 2 years after the second one. They didn't do anything to make him look older. No putting gray around him or anything. Nothing. And they also show the character of Dante, which is Edwin Hodges' character from the first two films. He also hasn't aged. This is supposed to be taking place 18 years later. There's no age. I even did the math with Frank Grillo, okay? When he did Purge Anarchy, he was 49 years old. He is currently like 53-ish right now. But he was 49 years old when he did the Purge Anarchy. And he's like 56 now, I think. If you were to jump 18 years after that, he would be 66 years old. Around then. 66, 65, around then. He would not look like that, and he would not be able to fight like this, but I digress. Frank Grillo kicks ass in this, I'll tell you that much. And at first I thought, okay, we're just going to follow them. No, we also follow some others. There is a local deli owner named Joe who finds out that that he's not going to have, I can't think of the word. Insurance. Purge insurance for this upcoming Purge. And so he decides he's going to stay at the deli and defend it. And along with Marcos, who is his employee who stays to help him. Meanwhile, Laney, by the way, Joe is played by Michael T. Williamson, who you may have seen from Species 2, The Final Destination, great actor, and he's fantastic in this. Marcos is played by the guy, Fake ZZ from Superfast. He was also a henchman in Fast and Furious. So, yeah, he's good in this as well. And Laney is our other friend who is running this, I forget what it's called, triage, where they go around in a van and help people during the Purge, which is a nice thing to do. I'm assuming that this was established within the 18 years, as this was not even mentioned within the first or second ones, and there was no one like this during the second one, so but yes. So here's how it goes down. As the Purge begins, everyone settles down. And Charlie decides she doesn't want to go to a secret bunker. She just wants to stay where she is, even though high-ranking government officials are now all on the board. She goes nowhere. And that proves to be her downfall because there are people who are in on it and they set him up, killing some of the guards and trying to sneak in. But Leo is able to get her out of there and they stumble into Joe and Marcos to help save them. And then they call upon Laney. But here's another stupid thing. Okay, so earlier in the film, Joe and Laney stopped these two ladies from stealing a candy bar. So they show up during the purge and they're like, she's like, I'm gonna get my candy bar and I'm gonna burn down your deli. And I'm like, wait, whoa, hold on. And over the purge, everything is legal for 12 hours. And I know that they enact personal vendettas during this. But for a candy bar, that has to be the worst reason to go out and purge. He won't let me have a candy bar. I'm gonna go kill his ass. What? I guess in this world you can make up any reason you want, right? Right? I'm just saying. But it's very weird. But Laney saves the day, and she's gonna take them to a safe place. A place that is run by Dante. And it is here that Leo finds out that Leo and Charlie find out that Dante is going to assassinate the pastor priest guy, who's the other candidate. Charlie says they can't do that, or they'll make him a martyr and they'll lose. I have a complaint about this because something happens that turns that around in the opposite direction for the other side, and they don't think it is either, but we'll think about that. So, they somehow... Oh, before this, they are being tracked. They're in a van, then they're being tracked because Leo finds out the bullet that's inside him is a tracer, which is nice in them just finding them. But then they're just found later. But they're not after them specifically. They're after Dante. And at this point, Joe has decided to go back to his deli. So they're taking him back to his deli in the van, and it's like, why? Because it doesn't do anything. They leave to go to the deli, and then Leo and Charlie go out the back door, and we see this really weird scene where there's this woman sitting on a bench, humming and singing to herself, while there's just some dude on fire laying in front of her. Really weird. There's a lot of random kills. There's a bunch of dead bodies by the Lincoln Memorial. This takes place in DC, by the way. But, I said it like that. DC! Oh, there's these guys that attacked him earlier wearing the masks. First, I guess I missed this morning. I don't know what I missed. I was watching it this morning when I woke up. I missed them. That dude, Uncle Sam dude. I guess they weren't in there. They're just part of it. No, but they are in there. They're in there. They're just at the beginning. I watched the kill count. So, the whole gang is back to get him. And they are... Because there was a whole thing with the Crips, I guess. There's Crips in D.C. I thought it was only in New York or L.A. I don't know. And I guess Joe used to be one. He did the whistle. I'm not going to do it. It's disrespectful. But now they're on the go again. But Charlie is taken. And they talk about this midnight mass earlier in the film, and that's where they're going. And so Leo connects with Dante, says, hey, I know about your tunnel. Leads in there. It's now a rescue mission. So they're take these people up, and you got Brainwave from Stargirl. He's there, and he murders this dude in front of everyone, and they're all chanting Purge and Purify or whatever it's called. And then they're going to kill Charlie. Here's my problem. She said, if Dante kills the priest guy, he will be a martyr. So wouldn't it mean the same thing if these purgers killed her? Wouldn't she then be a martyr and she would win? In my headcanon here, neither of these candidates can be murdered. They should be the safest motherfuckers in the world right now, because if either of them die, or if maybe they kill each other, either of them die, the other one wins, right? That's the way I see it. Because she's like, oh, if he dies, he's a martyr, and they win. We lose. And I'm like, wait, wouldn't that be the same thing if they kill you? If they kill her, wouldn't she be a martyr? And then the bad guys lose. I don't know. I still don't understand the concept of, oh, we legalize all crime, including murder, for 12 hours, one night a year, and yet they just trust everyone not to commit any crimes for the entire year. I still don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. But Dante and Leo and others, they come in and they save the day. But they're still planning on killing the guy. But thanks to an inspirational talk from Charlie, they decide not to. And then the Brainwave shows up and they kill him, because he's not a candidate. And Joe dies. He is killed. And all this, he defends Charlie. He jumps in the way, he takes a bullet for her, and he dies. And it's kind of sad. I cried. But yeah, they kill him. Joe kills him, and and so we cut to May, which for some reason okay, in what world does an election happen in May? November 2 is when it happens, not May. Why? Because they needed it to happen earlier in the film. They can't just say, oh, this happens in March, right? So we can't say Monday, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 8 months later, she wins, and it's like, what happened in those 8 months, though? So we had to push it. We had to push it all the way back to, we had to go to May instead. 2 months later. What election happens in May? I don't know. But she wins. She gets Florida. She wins. And we see that Marcos is repainting the deli, fixing it up. He's going to carry it on for Joe. And, Lainey's doing her thing. And Leo is still her bodyguard, and she wins. And then, this is a bit of an iffy thing for the ending here. I've heard people talk about this ending. Oh, what happens at the end here? It proves the Purge works. No, it doesn't. Because if you listen close enough, it's not just, oh, people are now starting to riot. It's NFFA supporters are starting to riot. Which means either the people are upset or the NFFA is having people do this to as proof that they need the Purge. Because if there's no Purge, people are going to get upset and they're going to do this. It's NFFA supporters. Doesn't matter if regular people start doing it, sure. But NFFA supporters, which I'm surprised there are so many, like the whole church congregation in this one that just. But yeah, the Purge is over, right? The Purge is over, so that's the end of the franchise, right? The Purge is over. Purge is done. That's it. No more. I will hand it to him, at least with the first Purge, right? When they did this, they're like, okay, so the Purge ended with the election here, so let's just do a prequel. Which makes sense, because when we had the first Purge movie, this was the 6th annual Purge. And this was the 8th, right? Which would put this at the, I don't know if. But this is 7. 18 years. 17 years. So 7 and 7 is the 14th, right? And then 10 is the 24th, right? 24th annual Purge. There we go. 24th annual Purge. They're not going to have a 25th anniversary, I guess. But then they had the first Purge, which I respect that. I'm like, oh, okay, so we can't continue in that storyline. It's done. And then the first Purge. And then they're like, nah, that made money. Let's just do another one. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I think this is the best one so far. There's a lot of cool action scenes in this. Frank Grillo kicked ass. I like the whole aesthetic. They showed some weird kills. That's kind of cool. So yeah, I'm going to say it's pretty good. Definitely the best so far. So I'm actually feeling good about this franchise for now. I mean, this was decent. It's not terrible, but it's decent. Although all three of these were directed by the same guy. So I may be a little bit worried with these are directed by different people. James Monaco wasn't an executive producer on both of these, right? He was not an executive producer on the Forever Purge, though. Wait, he was a producer. Never mind. Based on characters by. Alright. So what are your thoughts on the Purge election year? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.